your students sitting in lesson all the time? Do you want your students to move about? Well, don't worry. In today's video, we're going to have a look at 5 ways to get your students moving around. The first way I always try and get my students to move is by usually numbers. And you know, it's the sort of thing that everybody does. If you have 16 students, you tend to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you get the 1s, 2s, 3s, etc. all together paired up. But you know, this one's been done thousands of times, and I thought, let's change it. And the first way to change it is, make it random. And for this first activity, which I call date of births, you try and get students to reorganise themselves in the classroom. And if you have a basic U shape or a horseshoe, you get students sitting from your left all the way to your right. And students that have a birthday on the 1st or 2nd of the month, they sit on your left. And those students that have a birthday on the 28th, 9th, 30th or 31st of a month, they sit on your right. And it goes progressively higher with the numbers, the ordinal numbers. So I tell the students, okay, who was born on the 1st or a 2nd of the month? And someone puts their hand up and they say, okay, you are going on the left here. And then I say, who was born on the 30th or 31st of a month? Someone else puts their hand up and I say, you're going all the way over there. Now everybody in between has to reorganise themselves according to their numbers really and their date of birth. And they tend to talk to each other. And it's really nice to get students sitting next to someone who they don't normally sit next to, but well, it's nice. It changes the dynamic, and you can see how things change and how things develop in the classroom. The second activity, which I called nominated students, is where you write down on a piece of paper the name of the student, and then you place that little piece of paper with the name of the student around the classroom, and the students have to find their seating. And it's quite nice, a nice activity. Students come into the room and you've had this all planned before the students come in, and they come in and they go, oh, I see my name over there. I'm going to go and sit over there. So you guide them over to where you've placed their name card. And it's quite nice to just change things, move students about before they even start a lesson. The third activity, which I really like to do, is matching words and definitions together. And again, this one is only suitable for even number of students in your class. So you need to have a list of words and a list of definitions, all cut up separately. And you give one student a word and another student a definition, or they can pick it out of a hat or a bag, and then they have to try and find their partner according to the word and the corresponding definition. And it's really nice activity. Again, it's random, and so if you're pre-teaching vocabulary about phrasal verbs to do with crime, or you're pre-teaching vocabulary for a listening, it's quite nice to incorporate the key vocabulary and the definitions together to just mix the students up and get them up and moving around, which is a really nice idea. Yeah. The fourth activity, binomials, is an activity which is just like the previous one, but just a slight difference. Binomials, if you don't know, are when you have a noun and another noun. So like knife and fork, fish and chips, salt and pepper. There are thousands, well, maybe not thousands, I don't know how many there are, but there are a lot of binomials. And you can try and train students to recognise which nouns go before other nouns. And, it's a nice activity to try and get them matching certain nouns together, black and white, etc., etc. And again, you need an even number of students for this activity. Now, the fifth and final activity to get students moving about is just by height. All your students are different. They've all got different dates of birth, they've all got different interests and hobbies, they're all watching different videos, they all read different books, they're all different. And, one defining feature amongst all the other students in the classroom is their height. And you have to just try and organise, maybe before they come into the classroom, is line them up from shortest to tallest, and try and get them sitting around the classroom based on their height. Again, it's random to a certain extent. They won't know who they're going to be sitting next to, but it's a nice activity. Okay, so those were my 5 ideas for getting students moving about. I hope you enjoyed it, and please let me know, if you've used these ideas in class before. What do you think? And perhaps you've got a favourite activity which I didn't mention, and you'd like to share it with, the rest of the viewers. So please do comment in the section below. And if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful or helpful, please leave a thumbs up. That'd be fantastic. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.